The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Wicked Weed studio. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene's alongside, as always. And check out our friends at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing, drink different. The Sportsocracy in full effect for this Tuesday morning. And we are starting the 30 days of Draftmas.
Yeah. Oh, Draftmas tree, oh, Draftmas tree.
We've only got 30 days left before the kickoff of the NFL season.
Yeah, when the Dallas Cowboys fuck your whole offseason and life and sensibilities.
That. You know we're going 17-0.
You're drunk. There's always a drunk person on this set. It's just usually me.
Yeah. Anyway, we are live in the Wicked Weed studio. As always, like, share, and follow the Sportsocracy on all of the social medias. And, of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Share it out with your friends as well. Welcome, everybody, into the program. Patrick Holt, Armchair Commentary. Kevin Vick, Adam Black, Stephen Towle. Welcome in, everybody. And 30 days of Draftmas. We're going to go a different category every day. So today, on the countdown here, kind of doing like the 12 days of Christmas, we will count down every day. Today is 30 sleepers.
Tomorrow will be 29 sleepers that aren't going to wake up. And then Thursday is going to be best team names. Warning, it's going to be really dirty.
And we will keep you going with this throughout the run-up to the 2021 NFL season. We're still, we've got a couple of things floating out there. Luka Doncic getting the first Supermax rookie contract extension in the NBA. We'll talk about that this afternoon on ESPN Asheville. The Sports Tank with Jeremy Greene, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, 3 to 5 weekday afternoons. Hunter Henry's going to be out for a couple of weeks. Not really concerned.
Shocker.
Hunter Henry gets hurt. That's what he does.
Hunter Henry one time blew his nose and blew his ACL at the same time. That was the only actual activity, and hurt himself wiping his ass famously.
Right. Still waiting on Deshaun Watson to be traded. You've said it several days now, so it's got to, this is like your Tom Brady's going to fall off the wagon at some point. At some point, Deshaun Watson will be traded.
Today's a great day for Deshaun Watson to become a Philadelphia Eagle.
This is day 3. This is day 3 now of the a great day for Deshaun Watson to become an Eagle. Anyhow, let's get into the.
Did you have a little struggle
Sorry,
for a second?
No, I was checking the comments for once. I was trying to make sense of it. Shouldn't do that while I'm trying to talk. Can't do two things at the same time.
Yeah, starting next week, we're going to have something with the comments that's going to be a whole mess of fun.
Right. We're going to start the comment of the day, or is it comment of the week?
Comment of the week scoreboard.
Oh, okay.
So if you hear me say plus a random number, it's because I'm the judge, jury, and executioner of this shit.
So you're going to get points like on that ESPN show I used to watch.
Oh.
What was that? Around the Horn.
There it is.
Around the Horn. You get points for great comments.
For two people that work for ESPN, it should not have been that hard for us to remember their flagship show.
Flagship show?
It's on 5 o'clock. Yeah. It's in the big boy time slot.
I mean, it was fun while it lasted.
Somebody's been sitting in my chair. And I'm not okay with it.
Poor little Goldilocks.
Mother.
Old Goldilocks has been in here. Papa Bear's pissed off.
My chair won't swing back, and that's all I want. I don't ask for much.
You're in the wrong chair. That's the reason.
Patrick, shit.
The gray chair is yours.
Oh, hell. Yeah. Patrick Holt said, I thought Tuesday and Wednesday were pre-recorded. That starts next week.
Yes.
This week, Friday, will be pre-recorded because I will not be in this state. Now, you record me live, but it'll be a whole mess of me driving down the interstate.
Right. It's not going to be that great of a show. Coming from the front seat of your car.
Probably real vulgar. Ask my wife. She talks to me from here across the Bowen Bridge to Patton Avenue every day. You really see the true test of a man when you hear his response to somebody cutting him off.
Then my car is the one place where I do truly hate all humans.
It's not the only place for me, but it does apply.
No, I'm saying outside of my car, I'm usually a lovable, affable kind of a guy. And you get me in the car behind the wheel, and everybody becomes my mortal enemy. Because it feels like everybody's trying to get in my fucking way. Like this morning, the woman sitting in the middle of the damn road while I was trying to get into the ATM machine. What are you doing? Clearly there's a road here. There's a parking space 2 feet away from you. Why the hell are you sitting in the middle of the damn parking lot? I hate that. It's
cool story, bro. Tell
People irritate me. People irritate me to no end.
You got any other stories that it would have been very helpful if we were there for? Maybe you got a bathroom story you can tell us?
Ooh, I do have a good bathroom story.
No.
Was.
Oh, wait.
Turn it back up. There you go. No bathroom stories. Okay, fine. I guess we'll just talk about sleepers. Your textbook definition of a sleeper is?
A guy that will be drafted after half of your league is already drunk at the draft.
Okay.
I like to call this Corey Shorting. I once saw Corey Short take Calvin Johnson 4 years after he retired.
I remember that.
In a dynasty league.
There's a rumor.
He's coming back.
There's a rumor he's coming back. You heard that on the internet, and the internet lies.
The fun part that nobody remembers is I think he also took Terrell Owens and TJ Hushmanzada at the end of that draft. Okay.
I believe that was the same draft that I traded him Frank Gore for a first-round pick. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Always hot. So sleepers in 2021, where do we start?
There's only one place to start.
Okay.
Wow, winning.
It's Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore is the number one greatest sleeper. He is the Rapunzel of fucking fantasy football this year. Because he will let down his beautiful hair, be our wide receiver one, and you can get him in like the 10th round. The Jets just put out their first official depth chart. Yeah, I guess he's running with the starters. The best receiver on the team by a mile.
Yep.
And you knew there was no way I was starting this list with anybody else, right?
Well, I mean, I figured you were gonna, start at the bottom and work your way up.
Nah.
Not you just start number one.
Fire.
Just number one.
Nope. Just like my sex life. First 30 seconds, you got to keep the audience attention because it's not going to be a real long show. So start big. It's like a fireworks show. Start big, end big.
Okay.
And the in between is just kind of bullshit.
I am kind of shocked that seems to be no room on this team for Jamison Crowder.
He'll have a role. I think this team's going to throw more than you think. I also think Corey Davis is a guy that a lot of people think should be on a sleeper list. He's going 2 full rounds ahead of Elijah Moore, which is dumb. He's a great blocker. And if you remember in free agency, I talked about how good of a blocker Corey Davis was. That's the only thing I've heard Rob Sala or Mike LaFleur say about Corey Davis the entire offseason, how good a blocker he is.
Right.
He also had 2 drops in the green and white scrimmage. We talked yesterday about how bad Zach Wilson was. 5 drops in the green and white scrimmage. He was 11 of 25. 5 balls hit receivers directly in the hands and they dropped it. That's why you have to be real careful about these. There are things that you can glean from training camp. There are things that you cannot glean from training camp. These practices and shit, don't be a box score warrior because that shit just does not matter. If you didn't watch it, then you don't know. And I'll tell you another thing about these. It's not like a real game. You're trying to get better and you're doing things you probably wouldn't do in a real game.
Right.
So just always remember those things when you see, he was. I don't care all that much.
Trying to work on things to get better at during a training camp game. Obviously, the game plan is going to change. And at this point, we haven't seen, and you're not going to see, what these teams have in store for the season. It's not a great secret that coaches don't like to, unfold their cards at the beginning of the preseason. So Elijah Moore's current ADP, according to the fantasy football calculator, is 4th pick of the 11th round. And he can be a wide receiver, what?
2.
He can be your 2? by the end of the year? Okay.
I don't think he can be. I think he will be. If you tell me a non-position player won Rookie of the Year this year and it wasn't Najee Harris, it's Elijah Moore.
Really?
That's how good he is. Over Jalen Waddle. I'll put it this way. Of all rookie wide receivers, I would take Elijah Moore first. Over Jamar Chase, over Jalen Waddle, over Devontae Smith. I'd take him first. For a series of different reasons. One, Jamar Chase has been a big old hot bag of dicks.
Right.
I tried to tell you that. Oh, you can't separate. No shit.
Yeah.
I believe one wise bearded man tried to tell you that after watching 400 hours of tape on him.
Right.
Couldn't separate in the SEC. Don't think he's going to do it in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. He's had problems. Then you got the quarterback problems with the other two, with Tua throwing to Jalen and Jalen throwing to Devontae Smith. Unless it's a great day.
No. You don't get to steal my line, dickwad.
I was trying to
It's a great day for Deshaun Watson to be a Philadelphia
There
Eagle.
you go. I was trying to lead you into it. All right, Elijah Moore is your number one sleeper for
Number one with a
2021.
bullet.
All right, next.
This is another guy you had to know. I'm going to try to get the ones that I know you've heard me say out of the way. Damian Harris, running back of the New England Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
He's going behind guys like Travis Etienne, and I'm trying to think of other secondary backs. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. There's nobody there. It's him and Ramondre Stevenson.
Damian Harris is right now going 68th overall, so sixth pick of the sixth round. He is being drafted behind
Travis Etienne
as follows: James Robinson, Travis Etienne, Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds, Javonte Williams.
I would take him ahead of every running back you just said. And it's not even close. Mm-hmm. And people will say, oh, but if Cam Newton's the starter, Cam Newton's not going to be the fucking starter. And if he is, he won't be for long. Cam takes away the goal line carries. Yeah, until he gets cut in half like Dewey Cox's little brother in week 4.
Now, I am worried about Ramondre Stevenson taking the goal line carries.
You shouldn't be. He's a fullback.
Yeah, that's why he gets the goal line carries.
You shouldn't be. He's a fullback. Think about every running back Bill Belichick's ever had. How many of them were actually touchdown vultures? Mm-hmm. James Devlin for the 2 he was good for, and somehow they were always in the same fucking week, and it was always against the damn Jets.
Burkhead
wasn't a fullback. He's a tailback.
Yeah, but it felt like for a long time he was the vulture that they would put in
And
the
that's
short
fine.
yardage
He was a
situations.
running back. Ramondre Stevenson is not viewed that way. He is viewed as a fullback.
Okay.
That is how they see him for this year.
Interesting fullback stat. Do you know the only fullback in pro football history to be named to the Pro Bowl without taking a single carry in a season?
Tony Richardson.
No, it was Sam Gash.
That was my second guess.
Sam Gash from Hendersonville, North Carolina. Anyhow, all right, so you see you see Damian Harris obviously as a sleeper. I agree with you. He's a guy that I'm getting late in a lot of drafts, and I said it the other day when we did our best ball draft. I always forget about that one. Be sure to mark your sleepers so you don't forget, because if you're trying to rely on whatever system you're on, whether it be Yahoo or Sleeper or whoever, their rankings are going to be so screwed up. And Damian Harris, you're going to forget about him.
I don't care what service you're on. There is somebody that they have a blind spot for.
Yeah.
Sleeper, and I love Sleeper. I think it's
Damian
a great
Harris
app.
is across the board.
Yeah. It's like he gets buried underneath the deepest pile of running backs you could possibly find.
Yep. I mean, in the rankings and such, he is being listed behind guys like Melvin Gordon and Michael Carter and Trey Sermon and
Very wrong.
Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones. That duo, he's behind all of them in your static list.
And it's all awful.
Yeah.
Do your own damn rankings. Mm-hmm. That's the number one piece of advice I can give you. There are 1,000 places you can generate your own list just off your scoring system. Even if you don't want to tinker with projections, make your own list. Because then, no matter what, you're not going to forget somebody. And you won't be sitting there in the 8th round going, oh, I forgot about Damian Harris.
Yep.
I'll take Trey Sermon.
Yep.
Cool story, bro. Tell it again.
He is the feature back in New England. You should have him. Number 3.
My 3 and 4 are together, and they're not on this list together. This is an either or.
Okay.
The one I really like is Marquez Callaway,
Okay.
wide receiver, New Orleans Saints. 4 is Taysom Hill. If 4 is a thing, 3 is not. If Taysom Hill's the starting quarterback of the New Orleans Saints, he can be a high-end quarterback too because he's going to rush a shitload. Mm-hmm. If he's not, and I don't think he is, Jameis Winston's the starter, he's going to throw to somebody. Who's the best receiver on this team?
Currently? Traquan Smith.
Hurt. And sucks. Best receiver on this team is Marquez Callaway if Michael Thomas is not healthy. He's the most talented receiver on this team. It's not even close. He will run as the 2 because people will give number 1 coverage to Traquan Smith. And Marquez Callaway is a guy that you can get with the last pick before you take a damn kicker, which, by the way, if your league doesn't make you take kickers, take Marquez Callaway with your last pick. He'll make your team. You'll have to cut somebody. Or, Jeremy Greene, just don't play for a kicker because they're not people.
Right. Okay. And again, that stands if Taysom Hill is the starter, Marquez Callaway should not be a sleeper.
No, I don't like Callaway with Taysom Hill. If Taysom Hill is the starter, 3 would audible to Marquez Callaway. If Jameis Winston is the starter, then 4 would be Jameis Winston. It's one of those, I don't know the starter yet. I feel like it's Jameis and Callaway. That's how I would do it as we currently sit. Okay. If it were to come out that Taysom Hill was the starter, then I like Adam Troutman way more. He would go on this list, and Taysom Hill would be at 4.
Why all the hatred for Traquan Smith? I don't understand.
DMP bad. He's a DMP bad forever. He's fine. He's an average receiver in the NFL. I think he's a back-end wide receiver, too, in NFL terms. Like, I would say he's a top 65 receiver in the NFL. Okay. Maybe. Okay. And he's going to take number 1 coverage until Michael Thomas comes back. And I got news for you. By the time Thomas comes back, Callaway might be the 2. And I would love him. That's a guy I'm going to take. I'm not going to say I'm going to take him everywhere because there are a lot of guys in that 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, if you go that deep, rounds that I'm just plastered on.
Okay. All right. I will give you the go-ahead on Marquez Callaway. Taysom Hill should not be anywhere near this list. Because I
disagree with you. Do you remember what happened last year with Taysom Hill? Now, first of all, he was tight end eligible, which that's never going to happen again.
Right.
If you got your free win off that, huzzah.
Right, because they changed it
immediately. By the way, I had preemptively already done that and went, yeah, he's going to play tight end for me for the rest of the year. I love multi-position eligibility.
But, is it just the rushing stats that make him
Name me
useful?
A rushing quarterback that hasn't been at worst a high-end RB or a QB2 in fantasy football. Name me one rush first quarterback that has not been that high. I'll wait, and I'll go ahead and tell you, there's not one. The worst rushing quarterback of all time is Daniel Jones. And he doesn't even rush that much. But he's athletic, he's mobile, and he serves as he's a middle-of-the-road or QB2. Right. And that's with being a guy that doesn't run that much and is not that good. Taysom Hill's the starters in a 2-quarterback league. I'd be totally fine with him as your quarterback too. Yeah. In a super flex. Okay. If he's the starter, obviously.
Yeah, with the rushing yards that he can get in a game, he can give you 20 points in a week. So, yeah, I guess. Whatever. I don't think he's going to be the starter anyway. All right, let's go with number 5 on your list of sleepers. We're doing the 30 best sleepers heading into the NFL season. The 30 days of Draftmas kicking off here in the Sportsocracy.
Oh, Draftmas tree. Number 5, Gabriel Davis, wide receiver, Buffalo Bills.
You are in love with Gabriel Davis.
I'm drunk on him. I want us to be best friends, hold hands, and do karate in the garage. And here's why. He's fucking better than Emmanuel Sanders. Point blank, he is a better receiver than Emmanuel Sanders. And what is the one thing you can count on to happen with Emmanuel Sanders every year?
Get hurt.
He's going to get hurt. And if you think it's going to get better as he gets older, I have a bridge to sell you. This is not.
There's got to be somebody else in that passing game that is going to take some of the load off of Stephon Diggs. And Josh Allen is, we've already talked glowingly about Josh Allen and his third-year leap and the fact that he is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Somebody else is going to get load out of that. Why not Gabriel Davis? Because who else is it going to be?
Say load again.
Load.
There you go.
Yeah.
Seemed like a Freudian slip by the 7th time you said it in one sentence. I just think he's more talented. We universally think there's not one human that's in the comments of this that thinks Josh Allen's is not 1, 2, or 3 among quarterbacks. Fact or fiction?
I'd say fact.
If that's true, then there's going to be a second fantasy relevant receiver on this team, and I don't think it's Cole Beasley. And it's not because of Rhoda, and they're going to cut it because he won't get a vaccine. That's stupid. Anybody that really believes that, I need you to raise your hand so we know you're coming.
I mean, there's nobody else. There's nobody else on that team that I would trust.
And you shouldn't.
No. I mean, Isaiah McKenzie, he's good for a pop every now and then, but he's never going to be a steady fantasy producer for you.
Here's the thing. Since Emmanuel Sanders left Pittsburgh and went to Denver, the first year he's in Denver, he played 16 games. Since then, he's done it twice in 7 years. You think at 30, he's now 34 years old, you think that's going to get better? In Buffalo? In Buffalo! It's colder than a well digger's ass, and the fucking turf is god-awful. I've been there. A guy with bad knees is not going to love Buffalo, New York. I promise you.
Right.
Gabriel Davis is a guy you can take a super late flyer on. I mean, 14th, 15th round. And I'll be honest with you, if you told me Emmanuel Sanders decided he wanted to go wax surfboards tomorrow, I think I would put him at wide receiver 35 overall. He'd be a high upside wide receiver 4, low value wide receiver 3.
His ADP currently is 213 overall. That's 4th pick in the 15th round. He is going behind, he's the last wide receiver off the board.
Which is stupid.
Behind Jamison Crowder, Nelson Aguilar, Sammy Watkins, and Emmanuel Sanders.
He should be in front of every player you just said. Easily. Easily should be ahead of them. Chris Edenfield in the comments said Cole Beasley was very involved in that passing game last year.
Yes.
He will be again. Here's the thing. How many games did John Brown have? John Brown was good for about 1 good game a month.
Yeah.
Gabriel Davis is a better, bigger version of John Brown.
And Cole Beasley.
And now you have no tight end because Tyler Croft's gone.
Right. And
now it's Dawson Knox who couldn't block me.
Right. And what do we talk about all the time in fantasy football? If you're going to draft a guy, you want to draft a guy with upside. Cole Beasley doesn't give you upside. Cole Beasley gives you steady, 6-catch, 66-yard performances every week. And if you're happy with just slotting somebody in your flex spot, if you're in one of these, one of these leagues has got a whole shitload of flex spots, and you can throw him in and just have some solid production, fine. But Gabriel Davis has much more upside than Cole Beasley. I can give you that.
Tremendous. The thing about Cole Beasley is he's never going to throw you a 0. The problem is he's probably never going to throw you a 20 either. He's going to be steady for about 11.
Right.
And you're never going to love it. Cole Beasley will be a better real-life football player than he will be fantasy football player, and he has his entire career. Gabriel Davis, on the other hand, can hit big old biggins and score touchdowns and be my best friend and do karate in the garage with me.
Number 6.
Xavier Jones, running back, LA Rams. It should tell you everything that you need to know that they have no interest in adding a veteran back. That means they believe in somebody.
The question is that Darrell Henderson?
I don't care. I have to take Darrell Henderson in the 4th round. I take Xavier Jones in the 14th round. Look at the ADP and tell me, guys, that he's going around. It's horrid. Running back after the Mike Davis, I'll even give you Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette tier. After that, it is a damn wasteland.
Yep, and that's exactly where Xavier Jones is going. 9th pick in the 11th round. He is, let's go, keep trying. Okay, so after you get past the solid backups of Tony Pollard, Jamal Williams, Latavius Murray, Alexander Madison, he's going behind Phillip Lindsay, Rashad Penny.
Rashad Penny, who's not good.
He's going just.
And I even like Rashad Penny, and I think he's going to have a role.
Right.
He's fantasy irrelevant.
Nyheim Hines is on this list.
Nyheim Hines has no path to being the one in Indy. None.
Injury.
How many guys have to get hurt? If Jonathan Taylor goes down, Marlon Mack's the one.
No, well, that's
period.
True. That's true.
If Marlon Mack goes down, Wilkins is the one. Nyheim Hines will always and forever be the passing down back.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, then you're going to disagree with the coach that's been there for 2 years through injuries because he's never done it. Never. Nyheim Hines is one of those guys. You rest assured we're going to talk about him tomorrow because I've heard that name till I'm blue in the face.
Yeah, as a guy who will never wake up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
Fun little question about Nyheim Hines.
Tevin Coleman needs to be on that list, too.
In 3 years, how many rushes does Nyheim Hines have total?
How many rushes?
74. I hate doing these things with you because you either go way high or way low. It's 225.
225.
That's with his starter being hurt twice.
Yeah.
They're not going to give him that. He's the passing down back. That's what he is and has been and will be. Mm-hmm. I like Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack's not on this list, but I would like him as a sleeper. I just think they're going to run Jonathan Taylor into the ground.
Tevin Coleman, Gio Bernard, Tariq Cohen. Those are the guys that are going right around.
None
Xavier
of those
Jones
are
right
even
now.
in the ballpark of the upside of Xavier Jones. Mm-hmm. Because I got news for you. Darrell Henderson is one bad month away from being benched. Because at the end of the day, he's not. I mean, he's fine. Mm-hmm. He's a fine running back. But I got news for you. If Sean McVay's this confident at running back, it means he's got somebody else that he likes too. I think it's Xavier Jones. I think he's going to have – that's more of a split than people think. I would say the Darrell Henderson-Xavier Jones split 60-40.
Okay.
And then if something were to happen to Darrell Henderson, it's Xavier Jones and Jake Funk.
Jake Funk. Number 7 on the 30 sleepers list.
This is one that I feel like I'm just going to say it until I'm blue in the face.
Okay.
Michael Gallup.
I'm so glad he was on your list.
Michael fucking Gallup. Good Lord. Dak Prescott had more scoring plays last year than Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold. Uh-huh. He played in 5 games total.
Right.
This team's going to score a lot of points.
Yes, they are, and they're going to throw the ball a lot. And I get that they have a crowded wide receiver room, but you forget last year Michael Gallup, and even the year before. So the year before that, he had his little breakout year. Then they get CeeDee Lamb. What?
Armchair Commentary said, to be fair, Tank also drafts guys on IR, so Hines would be a step up from the IR guys. +3 Armchair. I'm trying to get acclimated to actually doing the scoreboard because it's an extra thing I have to do every day.
Right.
But I will.
Do we have a chalkboard up here? Then we can just.
What are you going to do? Turn around and let them see the back of your head? The front of your head is terrifying enough. We really don't want them to see the back.
Oh, the back's the best part. The back's the best part. It doesn't have my face.
The back looks strangely like a groundhog that's stuck in a hole it didn't dig a big enough hole for itself.
Michael Gallup got over 100 targets last year. That was without Dak Prescott.
Yep.
What do you think is going to happen when Dak Prescott plays a full season?
Yeah, and here's the secret time. I know I've said this about Amari Cooper. I've never said it about Michael Gallup. Mm-hmm. Amari Cooper is historically bad on the road.
Yep.
Guess who picks up his slack?
Michael Gallup.
Michael Gallup.
Every
who's
fucking
not
time.
Historically bad on the road.
Mm-hmm.
He was a DraftKings, like, just a fucking layup for me last year. Because anytime they'd play on the road, I knew Amari Cooper was going to be bad. So 9 times out of 10, or not last year, the year before, I knew I could hit a layup with Michael Gallup. And his biggest games, on the road.
Yep. Michael Gallup is currently the 11th pick of the 11th round.
Around other greatest hits wide receivers such as?
Let's see who's going just in front of him. Whoa.
Patrick Holt said the back of your head looks like a pack of hot dogs. +2, Patrick Holt. Let's go.
Russell Gage is going ahead of him.
I'm okay with that one.
Darnell Mooney.
I'm okay with that one.
Marquise Brown.
I'm not okay with that one.
Those are the 3 directly in front of him.
Marquise Brown, who's already hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Literally already hurt, stays hurt, and now has extra receivers. Yeah, I'll pass. I would say there's a slew of receivers ahead of the guys you just said that I would take Michael Gallup ahead of.
Let's see.
If say you go up a round.
Let's go up one round to the 10th round.
There's a spot at wide receiver that makes me want to vomit in my shoes.
10th round wide receivers right now are Jarvis Landry.
Out.
Will Fuller.
Out.
Jalen Waddle.
Out.
Henry Ruggs.
Out. I would take Michael Gallup ahead of every guy you just said. Because those guys are going to have huge games and they're going to be a headache.
Yeah.
Because every time you think they're going to pop, they won't. And every time you don't think they'll pop, they will. I hate having guys like that on my roster.
Right.
I have never drafted Will Fuller. Ever. Ever. I went back and checked.
Good for you.
I hate Will Fuller.
I've been on.
I like him as a person.
I've been riding that roller coaster since rookie year.
Yeah, I learned that. I like to call that the Devontae Parker rule.
Right.
It won't work until I'm out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all in on Michael Gallup.
It worked last year, and now he's going to miss 6 games to start this season. So, yeah, you're going to get more games out of Michael Gallup anyway. The only one on that list I would probably buck at and not take Michael Gallup is Jalen Waddle. But the unknown with him is too much of a gamble for some.
Say it out loud. Deep threat wide receiver with Tua Tagovailoa throwing to him. I'll pass.
Worked pretty good in college. I'll
Corey
take my
said,
chances.
I'm a deep receiver. +1 Corey.
Now, Michael Gallup, he is still going to have a huge role in this passing game for the Dallas Cowboys. Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, get him if you can. If not, Michael Gallup is not a bad fallback plan in the 10th round, 11th round, where he's going right now. Number 8 on the sleepers list.
Darnell Mooney. I am just punch drunk on Darnell Mooney. And I'll go ahead and give you the next one on the list because he's also a Bear. Cole Kmet. I think I firmly believe Justin Fields is going to be the starter of this team by week
1.
That's what I think should happen. That's not. I don't know that's what's going to happen.
Right.
I feel very sure Justin Fields will be in this lineup by week 6.
At worst.
Because if they start with Andy Dalton, it's going to be bad. I don't like Andrew Dalton in the least. Ginger beard or not, I don't care. He's still not very good at football.
Does he have a beard or is it just the mustache?
No, it's a beard.
Oh, okay.
It's a full-on beard. It actually looks like mine if it had been hit with the Lawnmower 4.0 and was eradicated down to just a low roar.
Hot.
And it's the same color.
Did they also get him a trucker hat that he can wear?
Oh, 100%.
All of that?
100%. He drinks PBR out of the can now whilst driving down the road.
No,
because that's what Andrew Dalton does.
No, he's an IPA guy all the way.
Andrew Dalton has an 86 Camaro that he likes to drive by high schools not to do anything nefarious, but to just wave.
Just to let him know he's still in the game.
All right, all right, all right.
All right, Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet. You think this is the breakout year for Cole?
Cole Kmet's the number 1 tight end on this team. He is. They invested a second-round pick in him. I loved him coming out. I think he will be he got 44 targets last year. I don't see a way that doesn't double. And he was fantasy relevant towards the end of the year, even with Jimmy Graham on the field. I don't buy Jimmy Graham stays healthy because he never does. And I just don't overall think he's all that good. You grow your young tight end with your young quarterback. I like Cole Kmet a lot. Darnell Mooney is legitimately the 2. He's the number 2 receiver on that team.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You go up from Mitch Trubisky to Justin Fields. Yeah, you're probably going to have a second receiver in that offense that's relevant.
Your other choices in that wide receiver room are Daz Newsome,
who I like, but
rookie,
still a little ways away.
Javon Wims, who is an idiot, just completely fucks up every time he's on the field. Marquise Goodwin, he was a thing one time.
He's fast.
He's really fast, yeah. The Olympian. And then Damiere Byrd, who, that was fun while it lasted in Carolina, wasn't it?
Damiere Byrd.
Damiere Byrd. He's the 3 on the depth chart right now. But they do have a couple of other weapons. Ooh, Justin Hardy's on. Did they just get every fucking fast guy they could find?
Hey, you were fast one time.
Hey, let's stretch the field.
Hey, you come play with us because you was fast one time.
With Andrew Dalton.
Andrew Dalton.
Justin Fields, for one thing, he is going to be asked to throw the ball very, very far in this offense because they got a lot of burners on this team. All right, Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet. That's your 8 and 9 on the 30 sleepers list. Who's number 10?
I almost didn't want to put this guy on the list because I feel like I've said his name so many damn times that he's not a sleeper anymore.
Okay.
Laviska Shenault.
I would say he's coming on to that. He's getting above that sleeper territory, but he's still in that breakout category.
He's the first receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars that I would take in a fantasy draft, and I wouldn't even think about it.
You would take him ahead of Shark?
Yes, I would. Shark's already hurt. He's been in Urban Meyer's doghouse all year long. And let's face it, Urban Meyer's not very good at this. I think everything we've seen out of Urban Meyer should tell you he's not going to be a very good NFL head coach. So why do I not think he would screw up DJ Chark? He's screwing up Trevor Lawrence. Why the hell would he not screw up DJ Chark? And Laviska Shenault has been his little, I mean, if this was T-Mobile days, he'd be in his Fave 5, no doubt. MySpace, he would have been in his top 4. Urban Meyer's top 4 on MySpace would have been himself, Laviska Shenault, Tim Tebow, and Tony Khan. Or Shad Khan.
Shad. It's got to be Shad with the mustache.
I like how you say Shad Khan's name like shag carpet. It's not Shad. Or it's
not Shad, it's Sean.
It's Shad.
Yeah.
You say Shad.
Shad.
Shad. You know Shad up down there. He's got that trailer.
That's how it's pronounced in
That's
Jacksonville.
because it's in fucking Jacksonville.
Can.
They all have hair like me.
Right. Shad Can. We love that dude.
I love Shad Can. You know what else I love? PBR Can. Steel Reserve Can. All good cans. Jacksonville, Jesus Christ. That's a place I don't ever want my car to break down because I don't think I'd make it out alive.
No, you'd fit right in. And you'd be their best friends.
100%.
Those are the people.
100%. They would.
All those people you keep talking about wanting to be best friends with and do karate in the garage, you can actually do that with everyone in the Jaguars fan base.
It's kind of like that. You remember that episode of Seinfeld where Kramer had the salt shaker and he accidentally held up the sign for the Van Buren boys? That's what it would be like for me in Jacksonville. They would corner me against my car and I'd go, I had a blood relative that I thought was kind of cute. And they'd go, yeah, you're one of us. Fuck yeah, you're one of us, mullet man. Let's go.
That's where we're going to leave this?
Yeah, let's go.
You just thought she was cute.
100%.
That's as far as we're taking the relationship?
She wasn't a blood relative. She was distant cousins. Twice removed. And,
It's a little too close to home. Anyhow.
When in doubt.
Not good.
The Van Buren boys.
Yeah, I think Laviska Shenault is borderline on sleeper territory. The hype has gotten so high that I'm starting to pull back on that. I'm starting to pull back on Laviska Shenault because the hype is getting so high.
You shouldn't. I'm just telling you shouldn't. It would have to get dumb for Laviska Shenault for me to go, nope. I loved him coming out. He's stupid talented. And think about what Urban Meyer's doing. Look at the players that he has added. Marvin Jones is the Mr. Reliable third receiver. DJ Chark, why does he not like DJ Chark? Because he drops the fucking ball too often. And he's not really dynamic with the ball in his hands. He's a big receiver. That's not what Urban Meyer wants. Urban Meyer wants to he runs this spread, kooky-ass offense where he gets the ball in a playmaker's hands and they go.
Yep.
Laviska.
Indeed. He is currently going behind DJ Chark, Juju Smith-Schuster, Deebo Samuel, Robbie Anderson, Antonio Brown.
Rob Johnson said that's a Gator way of life. A lot of people don't know this. The official tagline of the Florida Gators is closer kin, deeper in. Not a lot of people knew that. They don't put it in the program. I love talking shit about Florida Gator fans. It's like one of my favorite things to do.
I would talk shit, but for Georgia Bulldog fans, that gets even worse. Then it gets into talking about sheep, and I don't. We have the same tagline as West Virginia.
Hey, you fuck off. You watch your dirty whore mouth.
Excuse me, Mr. Ninja. But those guys that I just listed off, DJ Shark, Juju Smith-Schuster, Debo Samuel, Robbie Anderson, Antonio Brown, would you take Laviska over any of those guys?
Mm-hmm. Antonio Brown.
You're wrong.
He's the 4th receiver on the team.
No, he's the 3rd receiver on that team.
Okay. I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay.
Because he's a kooky
Gronk's ahead of him in the pecking order?
Fantasy scoring? Yeah.
Okay.
Gronk's the tight end, or is the touchdown getter. Mike Evans is the red zone threat. Chris Godwin is the shifty slot guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not in on Antonio. I got news for you. For you to think that every one of these guys is fantasy relevant, you have to think Tom Brady's going to throw for 6,000 yards. He's fucking not. Like, I hate to break your heart on this. That's not going to happen. Mike Evans, 1,000-yard receiver, yes or no? It's yes, and it's not debatable.
He'll be close.
Chris Godwin, 1,000-yard receiver, yes
Absolutely.
or no? Rob Gronkowski, 45 catches, 600 yards. 6 or 7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
You're at 2,600 yards before you got out of the top 3. Mm-hmm. How many yards, exactly how much do you think he's going to throw for? I mean, you think you're going to score 40 points a game? Name me an offense that's had 4 fantasy relevant targets ever. I'll wait. Mm-hmm. And one of them's going to be the odd man out, and I think it's Antonio Brown.
I don't think it's going to be Antonio Brown. I think
that's cool. You can take him, and I'll keep taking second best targets on their team, or in Laviska's case, the number one target on his team. And you can get the guy that gets the gravy on Tom's taters spilled over on his. I'm fine.
All right.
I've never in my life in the 8th round gone, hey, I'll take the 4th best receiver on this team. Because you still have Scotty Miller, Tyler Johnson, and there's and Jalen Darden, who's going to have more of a role than you think. Mm-hmm. I'm good. I'm not taking Antonio Brown where he's going. Seacrest, out. Plus, there's also the possibility that he loses his fucking mind, winds up naked, rubbing pimento cheese on his pecker in the middle of a busy thoroughfare, and I really don't want that to happen. I don't want that on my team.
There's always that possibility. I have not looked into his living situation. I hope that he is bunking up with Tom again, because he seemed to stay in line as long as he was living at Brady's house. Number 11 on the 30 sleepers for 2021.
This is a deep sleeper, and this is one that I almost didn't say until I read Kansas City Chief camp notes. Byron Pringle. This is a guy you borderline don't even have to draft. There's a sheer possibility he's going to be the 2 in Kansas City. Mm-hmm. Because he has the eye of Mr. Mahomes drastically.
I think he's the 3 behind Mecole Hardman, but...
See, that's where I think everybody's going to fuck this up. Mecole Hardman is a guy that I look at and I feel like I know what he is. Mm-hmm. He's going to have huge games. He's not a good route runner at the end of the day.
Right.
He's not. They already have the deep threat guy. They already have the guy that scares you deep. His name's Tyreek Hill. Do you really need 2 of those? I've always thought Mecole Hardman was kind of miscast on this team. Mm-hmm. Now, Byron Pringle and Demarcus Robinson, and I could be convinced it's Demarcus Robinson. I just don't think his role changed. I think the role that changes is Byron Pringle winds up in the Sammy Watkins role. And with his speed and his ability to get open, I think that could lead to some big games out of a guy that you take stupidly late.
Right. The thing about Kansas City is that they can throw so many multiple looks at you, and they will run Tyreek out of the slot. They will run him on the outside, and now they have a piece that can do everything. Every receiver on that team can play a different spot. So I would consider what is their ADP right now?
Pringle's undrafted.
I want to look at he is undrafted. Mm-hmm.
I think the one site that I saw that went 20 rounds, Pringle was going like the back end of the 18th round.
Yeah. They're both undrafted right now.
Which makes him a super deep sleeper for me.
Demarcus Robinson and Byron Pringle both undrafted right now. So you can pick up a flyer on either
whichever
one
one you want. It's just a question of which one do you believe in. For me,
it's Byron Pringle. Okay. Number 12.
Remember the thing I said about I would rather have the 1 on a bad offense than the 4 on a good offense?
Yes.
Terrell Williams. He's the number 1 wide receiver in Detroit, and it's not even fucking debatable. I see people taking Amon-Ra St. Brown in redraft leagues, and Terrell Williams just goes undrafted. You do realize that he's going to run the Robert Woods role in that offense, right? Jared Goff's a pretty big damn fan of Robert Woods, right? Now, T.J. Hawkinson's probably the receiver you want. He's probably I don't think he gets the most targets, but I think it's close. Terrell Williams is the number 1 deep threat on this team. And let's be really honest. Outside of Green Bay, if you look up and down their schedule, there's not a whole lot of number 1 corners that he's going to see. Now, if your argument is, I'm not going to do it because he gets hurt all the time, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but he has an opportunity that not a lot of guys do.
And I think that's part of the reason Amon-Ra St. Brown is getting all the love is because, I mean, we saw him be so good at USC. Tyrell Williams is a big question mark as to whether or not he's going to be able to stay on the field. It might also be part of that we bought into him when he went to Vegas. There was a lot of hype on him going into last year that he was going to be a guy on this team, and he just hasn't been healthy enough to do so. Nelson Aguilar ended up being the guy.
Adam Black said cheddar Pringles better than sour cream and onion.
Wow, winning.
Ain't wrong.
The pizza ones are the best.
Plus, -2 for you. Because you're fucking wrong.
What?
The pizza ones are gross.
Agreed
Now,
to
the pizza,
disagree.
what are the pretzel things?
Pretzel thing.
The little bite-sized things.
Oh, combos.
Combos.
Yeah.
Now, the pizza combos,
Wow, winning.
pizza Pringles, not so much.
I like them. Not so much. Anyhow, Tyrell Williams. God, it's such a Detroit's so bad.
It's gross. It's gross to take him. But he's one. But look, I guess here's where I'm at. I look at a guy like Tyrell Williams and say, the upside on him, because he is talented. I understand he's been hurt. He's still a really good deep threat. He's still 6'4". I just look at it when you get to that back end of the draft, and I'm taking guys like, I'm trying to think of somebody off the top of my head that I've seen go, Sony Michel, or somebody like that. I would rather have Tyrell Williams, because there's no path to Sony Michel being relevant.
Sony Michel, Darrington Evans.
Darrington, that's a perfect one. There is no shot to him being fantasy relevant. He shouldn't be on one fantasy roster. I don't care if your rosters are 20 players deep. I don't care. There's no path to it. And yet, in every draft, I see somebody take him because, well, I need a running back. There's no shot you ever play him ever. If Derrick Henry got abducted by fucking aliens tomorrow, Darrington Evans is still an RB 40.
Salvon Ahmed.
There's a
Did you take him ahead of?
no, because there's somebody they like down there. I just don't know who it is, and I kind of have a funny feeling Salvon Ahmed.
Really?
Yeah, Myles Gaskin. We'll probably talk about him mañana.
Tomorrow. All right, we are at number 13.
I really don't want to say this, but I'm gonna.
Okay.
There's another running back in Atlanta that's going to be fantasy relevant. Flat out. There is another running back for the Atlanta Falcons that's going to be fantasy relevant.
Devontae Foreman.
That's Dante Foreman. It's Devontae Freeman.
Or whatever.
You combine them into one person. I think it's Javian Hawkins.
Okay.
I could see a path where, and now this is not going to be early on in the season. This is a guy this is deep league, dynasty league, deep roster, whatever. Javian Hawkins is a super talented player. I can see him a lot at Louisville. If he was taller, he would have been a third-round pick. That's how good he was. Problem is, he a little feller. Ain't no bigger than a squirrel. What does that pair well with? Mike Davis, who's the damn thumper. And I've heard a lot about Caleb Huntley. Caleb Huntley's the same thing Mike Davis is. That doesn't make any sense. If you want somebody that's going to come in and be the lightning to the thunder, you got to have the fast little shifty guy. It's Javian Hawkins. There's not another one on the team. Unless you, honest to Jesus, think they're going to run Cordero Patterson at running back. And if you do, I need to talk to you about your car's extended warranty because you are very fucking gullible, and you will probably give me your credit card number over the phone.
That's a smoke screen that's been thrown out there?
I'm not saying they're not going to run him at running back. He's going to get 4 carries a game at best because he's a home run hitter. He's not a between the tackles running back.
Yeah.
He's not a running back at the end of the day. He's just a receiver that can't run a route. Everybody wants to get the ball in his hands. Whoopee fucking woo. Doesn't mean he's a running back. First of all, he runs like he's got a 2x4 up his ass.
But he's so goddamn fast.
He's unbelievably fast.
Right.
The problem is that he runs so linear that he might get his head knocked off if they put him at running back. It's the reason the Bears didn't do it.
All right. Javian Hawkins, another guy that you can get for
nothing. Literally, you can get him for nothing.
At the very end of the draft, nobody's going to take him.
And he's a deep, deep sleeper kind of guy.
Unless you're in a league with somebody who's just watched this, and then now he's got an ADP of the 17th round.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: when you get to the back end of the draft, you start having to take lottery tickets. Mm-hmm. If something happened to Mike Davis, somebody's going to take over that role. The only guy I could see doing that is Javian Hawkins. I don't see any of those other guys getting a full workload if something happened to Mike Davis.
All right, number 14 on the 30 sleepers for the 30 days of Draftmas.
I don't want to do this, but I had to have another running back, and I think he's the best one, and I think his coach is a fucking moron, and I don't think he's actually going to play him. But...
Oh, I think I know this one. Phillip Lindsay. Yay!
That's exactly right. He's the best running back on that team.
Of course he is. And here's the thing. Phillip Lindsay, he is now on a team with David Johnson. David Johnson, who gets
hurt
all
Dead.
the time. All the time. I mean, he misses about three contests a year, missed 4 last year, and I think eventually Phillip Lindsay is going to be the cream that rises to the top.
Hold the fuck up.
What?
We will get back to Phillip Lindsay. Adam Black just said if you eat ranch with wings, you're under 12 years old. What? Fuck you, I have buttons too. That is not true. I like to drown my wings in ranch. You know why? Because ranch is delicious.
Blue cheese.
Fuck off.
Grow up, eat blue cheese on your wings.
Yeah, eat fungi. Eat some gross mold that people call cheese. Yeah, I'm going to grind up my shoe and call it brown cheese. You want to eat that? Because that's going to taste about like blue cheese.
I mean, if it pairs well with a chicken wing.
Blue cheese is disgusting.
Come on.
I can smell that shit coming. Like, no.
All right, well, there's a guy in this room who has the place to get the best wings in town at the Social in East Asheville.
100%.
Oh, Corey Short. Ranch is for children, right? On their wings? Okay. He said, Just saying. Boss man said.
Just because he owns a place that does the best wings in Asheville does not make him the connoisseur of the wing.
Turns out more chicken wings than you do.
Would you want to eat them if I cooked them?
You're a pretty damn good cook. I
am.
I just want to give you your due on this one.
I am. I don't cook chicken well.
Oh, that grilled chicken that you do with the mayonnaise? That's awesome.
Yeah, that's not on the bone. Me and bones don't do well. I don't even cook steaks well with bones because you get the like a T-bone. The fillet is perfectly cooked. What is it, sirloin or ribeye? It's on the opposite strip. The strip is salmonella because you might die from eating it because it's still clinically alive.
That's weird. I usually get it the other way around with the fillet.
I'll show you how to fix that.
Okay.
If you know how to do one, I'll show you how to fix the other, and you should be making tremendous porterhouses.
I usually have no problems with steaks. That's the one thing that I have. I'm a pretty damn good grill master, if I do say so.
Rob Johnson said the same guys who eat ranch with wings drink pumpkin spice lattes and hang out at GameStop. First of all, +2. Solely because that's funny.
Wow, winning.
But it's also patently incorrect because I hang out at GameStop and I fucking hate pumpkin. I hate pumpkin everything because it's gross. Mm-hmm. I want to find I want to go on the search of the best hot ass wing in the world.
The hottest wing in the world?
Hottest wing in the world. I want them all. Adam Black said Jeremy puts ketchup on his steak. Yes, I do.
Yes, he does.
With A1. I make my own little fancy sauce, and it's tremendous. You know why? Because A1 is very bleedy. It's very soupy. I need a little texture, and you mix the ketchup with the A1, you get all the substance of the ketchup and the flavor of the A1. Mm-hmm. My wife will tell you. She's here. She's in the comments. She'll tell you. I convinced her, too. I watched her do it.
Ranch is the way to go with that, by the way. Ranch mixed with A1. Change your world.
You are a disgusting human
It'll
being.
change your world, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It's fantastic on fries.
Kelvin Joyner said with all the food talk, we should have a tailgating episode. We're gonna have a lot of them, actually. Football season's gonna be a busy time of year for us.
Where we actually cook. That would be fun. Where we actually cook on the show.
Can I wear an apron that says, "Blow me, I'm Irish"?
Sure.
And I'm in.
That could be a whole lot of fun. Anyway, let's get back to Philip Lindsay. Philip Lindsay, there is value there. It's just you just don't know how that's going to work in Houston. David Johnson is the guy he's the guy that they got back in the trade for DeAndre Hopkins. So they feel trapped in this. We have to play him.
They're not.
And
trapped.
it's not.
It's a new regime.
But it's not like
they want to.
But it's not like it's David Johnson is awful. I mean,
not good.
He averaged close to 5 yards a carry last year.
He's not good.
Which was actually the first time that he had done that in a couple of years. Mm-hmm. So they're again lending to Philip Lindsay. What's his career average? About 5 yards a carry. He's younger. He's got better wheels. I think he's, at this point in his career, a better running back than David Johnson. And hopefully Houston will come around to it. But he's definitely worth a late-round pick. Because his current ADP is 5th pick of the 11th round. Mm-hmm. Going in that same group with Xavier Jones and Rashad Penny, Tevin Coleman, Gio Bernard, rather than trying to take a flyer on one of those guys to get some. I mean, Philip Lindsay's this close. He's this close to being the second weapon on that team.
He doesn't need much to happen to be the dude. Mm-hmm. And I can't say that about many guys.
All right, brings us halfway to the list of the 30 sleepers for the 30 days of Draftmas.
We're going to split this into 2 episodes, aren't we?
I believe so.
All right. Tomorrow we'll do deep sleepers. Because none of the ones I've said yet are deep sleepers.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll do deep sleepers. We'll split this into... Although that fucks up the... We'll figure it out.
I mean, we can keep going. I got nowhere to be.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Okay.
There's a lot. We should split this up, or we'll be here till 12:30.
That'll be fine.
And I have a meeting at 1.
All right, let's go number 15 on the sleepers for 2020.
You're not gonna like this.
Okay.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
But I mean, I don't hate the player. I really like the player. I still just don't know how he fits in.
He's the second outside receiver. So Odell Beckham and him, Jarvis Landry playing out the slot. And I'm going to be honest with you, he's been ridiculous in camp.
What do they do with Rashard? Rashard is
Higgins?
like, yeah, he's
the 4.
He's Baker's.
He's a dude.
But he's Baker's little boyfriend.
Fuck Baker.
You can't say, I mean, it's going to be, in the end, it's Baker's decision on who to throw the ball to.
Yeah, ish. That's a really myopic way of looking at it.
Well, of course it is. I mean, but what I'm saying is, I like the player. Just explain to us how he fits in.
All right, let me ask you a fun little question about Rashard Higgins. He's been with the Browns for 5 years. Mm-hmm. 4 of those with Baker Mayfield. What's the most targets he ever got in 1 year?
Most targets in 1 year was 57.
53.
He
stays right around 50. That was with Odell hurt for 2 of those years, by the way.
Okay.
One of them, he wasn't there because he'd done it 3 times. He's had 50, 52, 53. Odell was hurt for one of them, and he wasn't there for another. So I don't really care about Rashard Higgins. He's a dude. Old Baker likes him. Woo. And then, you know what he should like? The better player, which is Donovan Peoples-Jones. He draws number 2. The thing I like about Peoples-Jones is that he has shown the talent. I've never doubted the talent in him. He needed to learn in a system. Mm-hmm. Your number 1 coverage is going to Odell Beckham, no matter what you think of him. I don't care if you think he's overrated, whatever the case may be. If you've got a number 1 corner, he's on Odell Beckham Jr., fact or fiction.
Fact.
You're going to shade coverage to Jarvis Landry in the slot if you have the ability to do that.
Yes.
What does that mean? It means Donovan Peoples-Jones is sitting on the far side, one-on-one, a lot. Mm-hmm. And I look at him as a guy that came on at the end of last year, and guess what? If something happened, let's say you're one of those people that thinks Odell Beckham's just injury-prone and he'll be hurt forever. Mm-hmm. If that happened, I'm not sure Donovan Peoples-Jones wouldn't be the one. I'm not sure he wouldn't run as the number one outside wide receiver.
Okay.
I mean, yes, I know I'm heaping praise on a guy that had 14 catches last year. I'm well aware of that. Mm-hmm. I saw a lot in a very short period of time.
Yeah, no more than 5 targets in any game last year. The one game he did get 5 targets, that was his second best game of the year. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, again, this is a sleeper that you're taking at the end of the draft. He's not even going in any draft I've seen.
Here's the thing. Here's the part of that that you're not saying. You're leaving out a very vital part of that. Before week 12, week 12 they played the Tennessee Titans. He had 6 targets the entire year. He had 15 after that in 4 games.
Yeah.
Seems to me like they figured out, hey, he doesn't suck.
And I would agree with that. He doesn't suck. I thought that...
Been running with the ones in camp. I like Donovan Peoples-Jones a lot.
Yep. All right, so your sleepers for 2021 in the 30 days of Draftmas. We will do deep sleepers coming up on tomorrow's episode right here in the Sportsocracy, where we are counting down the days to the 2021 NFL season. We're glad you're on the ride with us. Hit that like, share, and follow button on all of the social medias. Be sure to subscribe as well. Share it out with your friends. And, do not forget that support for the Sportsocracy is brought to you by Manscaped. They are the world champions in men's below-the-waist grooming. They've got the precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. And you can save right now 20% at manscaped.com. I believe they also have a nationwide sale going on at the moment, 20% for the next 3 days, I believe it is. Guess what? You put in our promo code Sportsocracy, you can save 20% on top of that other 20% and save you 40% on things like the Lawnmower 4.0 or the Weed Whacker. I actually brought the Weed Whacker box. It's a nice, sleek nose hair, ear hair trimmer.
I should probably bring my box for that because I have one of those as well.
Yeah, as you get older, you need that more and more. And with the advanced skin-safe technology and the ceramic blade that is on all of these products, you can feel comfortable about, shearing your scrotum.
Nobody likes a non-freshly shorn scrotum.
That's right. Sportsocracy is the promo code. Use it at manscaped.com today. 20% off of your purchase and get free worldwide shipping. I'm Tex Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. We will see you right back here tomorrow morning at 10 in the Wicked Weed studio. Don't forget to check them out at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing, drink different. We'll be on the radio side this afternoon talking about all the other things going on in the sports world, including the huge Supermax rookie extension that Luka Doncic just got. He's breaking down walls in the NBA. We'll talk about that and much, much more this afternoon on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. ESPN Asheville, heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. You download it to your phone today. Absolutely free, and take us with you everywhere you go. We will see you this afternoon on the radio side. Back here again tomorrow morning in the Wicked Weed studio for the Sportsocracy. Have a great afternoon.